Hi guys, welcome back to Gratefully Vegan. Today we are talking to Mohanji. For all of you who don't know, Mohanji is a world-renowned humanitarian. He's traveling the world, he's also a spiritual teacher, and most importantly, he's a vegan. Being connected to Mohanji brought so much transformation in my life, and I'm so deeply grateful to him. Also, he's the reason why I went vegan and why I created Gratefully Vegan. He's my biggest inspiration with what he does in the world. Something very interesting about Mohanji is that he's the founder of ACT Foundation, AmuCare Foundation, Act for Hunger Foundation, and all of these foundations are charity foundations and they are serving society and they are serving it in the most amazing way possible. They are doing it through vegan food. So if you ever want to donate, you can always donate to ACT Foundation, AmuCare, or Act for Hunger. And you will know that people will be fed only with vegan food, which is so amazing. So let's start the interview. Welcome, Mohanji. Thank you so much for being with us today and for accepting this interview.
Thank you.
So, Mohanji, you are my inspiration for going vegan and creating vegan content on Gratefully Vegan to inspire others. What was your inspiration to become vegan?
Cruelty. I never realized that there is so much cruelty happening in the world of food. But when I started realizing that the whole food industry is based on only profits and not ethics, I decided that I don't want to be part of this. But we have to eat food. We have to survive in this world, in this fast-moving world. We have to live. Then I decided I should not eat anything which has cruelty behind it, including I don't eat sprouts. I eat only those things which have seen the sun and the tree is not affected because of the fruit. Just like a tomato, the plant is not affected if you take the tomato or a mango. Or I try to eat only those food which are not harming its mother plant. And I never knew that a lot of pregnant cows are slaughtered in the world. And for me, it's unbelievable. It's not acceptable because I consider any motherhood, I consider motherhood of all species as a great expression, something which we have to honor. I look at womanhood as motherhood, and I look at womanhood as motherhood, and that is very, very important for me. When I heard that pregnant cows are slaughtered, pregnant animals are slaughtered for the sake of their body, it was definitely not acceptable to me. When I heard that 8 million calves, male calves, 1 day, 2 day old, are slaughtered in America alone, and about 7 million are slaughtered in Australia, so on and so forth, it really made me feel so bad that what sort of a world I'm living in. So insensitive. See, we know how precious a human child is for a human mother. We know how beautiful a child is and how we connect to the innocence of the child, and you feel great about it. I always believe that children are living masters. If you connect to a child, you can actually feel the innocence at work, being on the time in the present, all those aspects. I could not believe that a child of another species cannot have a proper life or a survival. When I read and when I saw images that these cows are taken away from the mother, calves are taken away from the mother cows, and they are not even given a drop of milk, drop of water, until in a couple of days later they are slaughtered. This was too much of insensitivity for me. I do not like violence because any kind of violence leads to more violence. And this is an unending process. Bloodshed leads to more bloodshed. Violence leads to more violence. Insensitivity breeds insensitivity, wars, more bloodshed, displacements, torture, murder, everything. So this made me connect to my own essence, and the only suitable food was vegan food. Something where there is no cruelty behind it. Even then, I always think, is the mother plant affected? Why I refrain from sprouts also is because that's embryo. That's going to be another plant. I don't want to eat them. So when we say we are vegan, we have to have extreme sensitivity. We need to be very, very sensitive. And it doesn't mean that we starve or we do things which are bizarre or eat food which are tasteless. So many different types of food we can eat in the vegan itself. There are numerous varieties, great options, great opportunities. And also, earth will be a better place if we stop eating various types of food which have violence behind it. At least energetically, the space will be better. If cruelty is completely taken away, the earth will be a better place. There will be no wars, bloodshed. And that also is a sign of human refinement. We are a refined species, and our refinement should be expressed, should show as compassion, as kindness, as selflessness, as understanding, as non-violence. If that's not happening, we have not done anything.
We have a lot of studies about how the vegan diet benefits the human body and how it betters the environment. Are there spiritual benefits as well?
Definitely. Fundamentally, a frequency which has no violence behind it helps our vibratory level. We are all frequencies. Every human being is a frequency. Each organ within us has its own frequency. We are a conglomeration of various frequencies. All the organs inside us operates in different frequencies. And these frequencies, like a medley, like an orchestra, comes together and gives us experience called life. So when we consume materials which have violence behind it, like for example, no cow, no calf, no animal dies with happiness and gives its body for us to consume. And when we make our body a graveyard for these kind of materials, it affects us internally completely, because what we are consuming is pain, suffering, murder, and we are responsible for that. So now look at the other side. When we consume food which has positivity, good energy, and good vibration, that enhances the vibrations inside us. So this is very, very important to know.
On this channel, I really want to connect veganism and serving the society. You are the founder of ACT Foundation, AmoCare Foundation, and Act for Hunger, charity organizations that serve vegan food to people in need. Can you tell me more about how this started?
As I said earlier, I believe that it's our responsibility towards this world as a human being. We have a great responsibility. We only talk about rights. It's not just rights, it's a responsibility. Our major responsibility, main responsibility is in helping the world, healing the world with our life. And one of the aspects is that if one man stops eating meat, 70 animals are saved a year. So this is our responsibility. This is exactly what we are. So our expression to the world is how we are, what we are. So the foundations that I have started, like ACT Foundation, AmoCare, Act for Hunger, it's only an expression of our social responsibility. Social responsibility does not mean that only human beings are important. All beings are important. We are interconnected. We have a frequency connection with all the beings. Each human being has a frequency connection with every being, one way or the other. Or in other words, a part of every being sits in us also. So we have a responsibility towards the sustenance of the nature, or the well-being of the nature, the ecology, the all ecological aspect, the whole ecological aspect. We have a responsibility towards. And every plant, every tree, the forests, all these things are connected, interconnected. And we must maintain them for our sake, for the sake of our well-being, and every being should exist for the sake of the well-being of the earth. So my I was trying to express my responsibility through these organizations. We have to sustain people. We have to sustain beings of water, beings of the sky, beings of earth, human beings, our species. Everybody should coexist, should live together purposefully for the sake of a sustained or ethically correct, healthy lifestyle. So this is why all these different organizations were started.
Thank you so much for watching, guys, and thank you to Mohanji for agreeing to do this interview, for sharing his wisdom with us. It was a pleasure to interview him. So to learn more about Mohanji, you can go to mohanji.org and follow his social media. Also, I will link down below all the links of his talks about veganism and his blogs as well. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this. See you next week. Be happy and be grateful.